This week on Coffin Fodder, we have been doing this for 50 goddamn episodes. And if you're still here, thanks. This week we are going to talk about movies that kind of feel like the horror movies, even though they're not.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I see dead. Red.
Even in hell. Oh, yes. Oh, no tears, please.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to episode 50 of Coffin Fodder. I am your host, Mike Warby, and I'm joined by the man who emerges from the abyss at least once every weekend, Mr. Kyle Mickelborough.
That's me, at least once.
And the dude whose last act on Earth will be calling someone a poser, Mr. Brady Silger.
I'm usually calling the poser. That's that one.
That's these are references to movies that you guys have mentioned in the past. That's
I got the Abyss one.
Lords of Chaos.
Okay.
Where the guy at the end of the movie, after he gets killed, he's still narrating, and then he's like, "You fucking poser."
That's awesome.
And so what we are doing this time for our third conversation-based episode, without a specific movie in mind, we are talking about movies that kind of feel like horror, even though they're not. And as Kyle mentioned, there's a bit of cross-pollination between that and that first conversation episode.
Cross-pollinate me, baby.
Yeah, where we were talking about what counts as horror. But I think in this case, we're going to be focusing mainly on movies that don't count, which will kind of give it a different flair. I have at least 10 movies written down.
Good for you.
Yeah, if we have any thin moments, I can keep us going.
I've got at least one.
Yeah. I thought you had at least two. I thought you were.
I've got a few that
Okay, cool.
can touch on.
Cool. All right. So, I guess I'll start us off with, have you guys seen Requiem for a Dream?
Yeah, good choice. That's your first one?
That's my first one.
Solid choice.
Because it's like the impending sense of, like, that's one of the main things I always think about.
And also, Requiem For A Dream, stellar film.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, like, this is going to be a recurring thing for what I'm going to be using for my examples, for a few of them. What it is for this movie is also, I mean, of course, it's also very disturbing and it has a bad ending and nobody gets out alive, really.
Yeah.
Or they all, I mean, I guess they all technically get out alive, but they're all horribly miserable at the end and their lives are ruined.
Right.
But even before things get turned up to 11 later in the movie, it's the impending sense of dread that this entire movie has. It feels like the entire movie, all you're waiting for is something bad to happen.
Right. Yeah.
And then it just keeps happening. It keeps
going and
happening.
going.
It keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
But the first half of this movie, there's already like dark elements being introduced.
Right.
And it's showing that the addiction is taking hold in these people's lives.
Yeah.
But by the end, especially the mom, how she's got the fridge is alive and it's coming through it's kind of bouncing through the kitchen after her and stuff, because it's obviously just the effect the drugs are having on her brain. But there are moments in this movie also where reality is distorted to the point where it feels like, almost like, magic, logic, that kind of thing. Something, yeah. But it's because of the drugs that they're on. Kind of gives Darren Aronofsky this license
To get a little wild.
to get a little weird with it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that was the first one I wrote down, because that is a movie that you're going to be like, that's not a movie you can watch and have, be ambivalent towards.
Right.
You just can't.
It'll evoke something.
Yeah, it's going to get
It's
something out of you, even if it's hate and disgust.
Yeah.
That it's going to get something out of you.
That's a nasty one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a movie that doesn't fit as horror, but certainly is horrific. That's a nasty movie. It is about as dark as you can get.
And incredibly disturbing.
Yeah.
Which is where a few of my other picks are going to come into this.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was my first pick.
Okay. Dope first pick. I'll go. One of the first. So this is a favorite movie of mine, and it definitely isn't a horror movie, but it has so much dread throughout it, as you talked about, Mike, and I think that's cool that right away we're both picking from that feeling of just pervasive dread or existential dread. A Scanner Darkly is a favorite of mine, starring Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr. And I can't remember. I think Woody Harrelson's in it.
And Winona Ryder.
And Winona Ryder, yes, all in it, all main characters. I can't talk about it too much without giving away, not a twist ending, but giving away where it goes. But again, we talked about Requiem being a dark movie. This is also a really dark movie. A lot of sci-fi happening in it. It's set in a slightly more futuristic world. But without getting too carried away, it definitely will give you those nasty, gross feelings that a dark movie or a horror movie can, but definitely does not fit in there.
It's funny you should mention. Well, I mean, first of all, that's what's the name? That's a Richard Linklater movie, and most of Linklater's movies are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's the one with like the rotoscoped animation over like the actors.
Absolutely.
Which is fucking
really cool visuals.
Looks cool.
Really cool visuals.
It looks video game comic booky.
Absolutely. It's a weird movie, but by the time you're finished, I guarantee you will feel that same yucky feeling in your stomach that any good horror movie can.
I love Robert Downey Jr.'s delivery of the line, "I could be murdered."
Yeah. He's great in this movie. Yeah, he's awesome.
This is like before he got Iron Man.
This is like
his comeback tour starting. It was
exactly
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
This, and then I think he's an Iron Man.
Yeah, which is great because this was kind of after his big drug thing was going on in his life or whatever it was. So he plays a junkie in this movie, so it's great. This absolutely is. He's still kind of on the outs when he's doing this film. Yeah.
Well, and that's funny too because I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was just subliminal, but we both picked movies where people are addicted to drugs.
It just happened to be one of the first ones, and I guess that's just more of a an indicator of how dark and nasty drugs can get to a person. Yeah.
It's funny that you brought up Scanner Dark. I was gonna bring up oh shit, I just lost the movie.
Our Darkly Scanner?
It's the one with John Leguizamo and
Spun?
Spun, yeah. Spun was also there was horror elements in it, but also more of just a drug fuel.
I think that's just an element of those kinds of stories. Addiction stories can get so dark.
Yeah.
Which is why it makes sense when they do turn that into like Dr. Sleep or something as like an actual where they make that the starting point for a horror movie, because addiction's already so horrible. And you even if you don't know anybody who has been really far down the rabbit hole with that, you just see them. Like there's nobody. Like there's every town has at least one area.
Yeah, I drove past several of them on my way here.
Where you literally there's no way to avoid seeing these people and like the fact that they've like let their life go into that point, and it's just
they're real and they live among us.
Yeah, it's disturbing. It's disturbing in fiction because it's disturbing in reality.
That's exactly it. Yeah. It's something you don't like seeing, regardless of where it is.
Yeah, and since we seem to be doing the circle of just drug movies, another one that's worth mentioning is Trainspotting, especially seeing the dead baby crawling across the ceiling when Ewan McGregor's character is going through Renton, I think is his character, going through the withdrawals, and the dead baby's crawling across the ceiling, and then it turns its head around and falls on him and stuff.
Yeah, lots of nightmare-fueled stuff.
Yeah, drug movies, just kind of come with that as
kind of like, built in, hardwired in there. Yeah.
It kind of shows what an actual addict is going through in a lot of the drug-fueled movies. Like, I don't know how realistic some of the stuff is that they're portraying. Like, I know they'll show an acid trip be like all crazy shapes and things turning into other things, which does happen, but like the baby crawling, like you said in Trainspotting. Is it Trainspotting or
Trainspotting?
That's okay. It's weird.
That's a different. Freaking do trans.
That's a different movie. Yeah, so I mean we've very quickly established that drugs are fuel for these kinds of stories. Another one I had on my list was There Will Be Blood, which is good to bring up because it's the same sort of thing, not drugs obviously, but the impending sense of dread throughout the movie, kind of just like there's the music, Johnny Greenwood's music in that movie, the way Paul Thomas Anderson is shooting it, and just like the intensity of Daniel Day-Lewis's portrayal as Daniel Plainview.
Yeah.
Because like he is menacing in that movie.
Right.
And I think it's also the title though. There Will Be Blood is just like someone's going to get violently murdered.
Yeah, violence. It right away. It's indicating violence.
Yeah, right there in the title takes someone is going to be violently murdered at least once in this movie.
Yeah.
There's 2 kills. The one at the end is the one that feels like a horror movie kill, though, because at the end of the movie, skip ahead if you haven't seen this because it's a fucking great movie. But Daniel Plainview smashes Eli's head in with a bowling pin.
Excuse me.
He splatters his fucking brains across the bowling lane.
Strike.
Great fucking movie, man. Absolutely knockout. Great fucking movie.
Nice.
And yeah, the movie it's very much like the Kubrick thing, where Kubrick's movies, even Kubrick movies that don't feel like, that aren't horror, kind of feel like horror.
It's that just there's a menacing undertone to all
just the way this that Kubrick's movies were shot. And PTA has that with a few of his Boogie Nights is another one that's not a horror movie, obviously, but is very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
You also see Mark Wahlberg is taking that movie.
Hey, bro.
His funky bunch.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my penis. How's your mother?
Sorry, what episode was it that we were mimicking Mark?
I can't remember, but we went off for a hot minute about.
Oh, it was the one. It was one where Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be cast as.
That's right.
Blade. It was Blade. Yeah. As Deacon Frost. Yeah.
Frost. There it is. Yeah.
I think I talked about this movie in the other episode that I was referencing or that we were referencing, but The Abyss. It's just such a me movie that I can bring it up anytime we're talking about this. Hat has to bring it up.
I'll have to give it a watch.
Dude, it's so good. Stars Ed Harris, Michael Bihn's in there.
I've heard good things
that we were just talking about in Aliens.
Yeah.
It's just such a such a me movie. It's literally it's Event Horizon, just not Event Horizon. 1989, set a little earlier.
It's under the ocean,
right? It's under the ocean, but it's still dealing with the same ideas of existentialism, I guess, of isolation, of all those same things that make Event Horizon or any sort of Lovecraftian-based horror appeal to me. It's all right there in The Abyss.
So, if I understand correctly, they uncover some sort of alien
That's
artifact
essentially
or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know about it. I've seen the cover because the cover is very iconic.
Yeah. So I mean, go back and give it a watch, especially if you're someone who likes my picks or just likes Lovecraft. And right in that same vein, I think I talked about this last time, but I'm just gonna plug it again because it fits so well. But The Spear with Lawrence Fishburne, I believe, is in there. Also, it's so
that's a good
such a Kyle coded movie that it's like you gotta check.
And that's an Under the Water one too.
Yeah, it's very much the same, except I think instead of The Abyss, it's in or like even the Event Horizon, they have the gravity drive or whatever.
Yeah.
In this case, they find the sphere, and it's like a weird little black hole thing. So
and it's got Sharon Stone, I think, is in it.
It's got some big names. The sphere there's some bigger names in there. 1998.
Stone's in there too.
Yeah. It is. If he could hear me say that it was Lawrence Fishburne, he'd be so mad. It's Samuel L. Jackson, Dustin Hoffman, and Sharon Stone. Liev Schreiber's in there. Queen Latifah makes an appearance. There's a couple goodies in there, but sorry, Samuel L. I know you're not the other black guy.
You're lucky you're not that reporter.
Yeah, believe me, I know. Yeah, I've seen that clip many times.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Sam Jack was listening to the episode. This motherfucker. Who put this motherfucking Kyle on this motherfucking podcast?
Whoops, it's all Kyle.
Not again.
I'm gonna bring up Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's
a solid one.
Well, there's some there's definitely elements where the dinosaurs feel like this, particularly the raptors feel like slasher villains.
I was gonna say they are slasher villains. That's exactly what they are. They're stalking through dark areas. They got their big sharp Freddy claws. Rawr.
Yeah, and they're hiding from them in the cupboard.
Yeah,
like Danny in The Shining and stuff.
Well, 2 raptors are gonna eat you. That kind of deal.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad time.
It is gonna be a great time.
Man, honestly, the most terrifying thing in the Jurassic Park franchise is that scene in the third one where Sam Neill's on the plane and he has the dream and fucking, I don't remember who it is, but the character turns to him and it's a fucking raptor on the plane with him. You guys know what?
I believe that's Jeff Goldblum. I think he said, Sam Neill's saying that's Jeff Goldblum, and he turns his head because they're chatting, but he's like to the,
what do you mean, Alan? Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, the words are synced to like
his mouth.
Puppet.
Yeah. That's priceless.
Oh man, that's so dumb.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, good pick. I mean, especially I was very terrified by the scene of the lawyer. Like the guy, there's a couple of like narsty, smarmy characters who get their comeuppances in that movie, but particularly the lawyer who gets bit in half by the T-Rex. That was like
Yeah.
for like 8-year-old or however old Mike.
Young Mike.
Yeah, Mike was like, no, there's 2 of him now.
There's 2 Mikes.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That was like, that's kind of what
Yeah.
these elements do to you in a movie, kind of like RoboCop. I think probably did that for a lot of people.
Yes.
Oh, you're like, oh, good Lord. I mean, speaking of which, that's an incredibly violent movie.
RoboCop?
Yeah.
Very disturbing, very ultra violent.
Hell yeah.
Despite the fact that, again, that is definitely not a horror movie.
No, but it's got just fucking blood and guts galore. That's such an awesome one. That's is it RoboCop 1 or 2 with the melting face?
That's one.
That's one. Yeah. Oh man, I saw that when I was young, and that one stuck with me.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That was the face that launched 1,000 G, I think, for a lot of young people.
Absolutely.
They were like, oh, cool. I want to watch the movie with the robotic cop.
Yeah.
Who beats the criminals.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, why is his face melting, Mom? Yeah. 10 minutes later.
I had a fear of acid for the remainder of my childhood. Yeah. Stomach acid, hydrochloric, doesn't matter.
How do you feel about it as an adult?
Oh, I love acid. And that ain't never gonna stop.
Peter Weller, who played RoboCop, did a horror movie about him fighting a giant rat.
Sweet.
You're Not Alone, I believe is the name of the film. I seen it once when I worked at Cashopolis, and it seemed cool, but it's also just you're more afraid of not knowing what's there. And then you are actually, because like you find out it's a giant, well, not really a giant rat, it's just a big rat that's been tormenting Peter Weller's character. So I wouldn't even really class as a horror movie either.
Yep.
I could be getting the title wrong.
It's probably a bit of a deep cut, but a couple of more artsy picks I had written down. Come and See. I don't know if that movie is a movie where its reputation has preceded for you guys.
That's the name of my sex tape.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Come and See.
Gotta get him.
Come and See is like Schindler's List turned up to 11.
Really? No, I haven't seen.
It's just war crimes, the movie.
Oh, I've seen clips of this fucking movie. Yeah, it looks disgusting.
It's horrendous. It is reflected by I believe, I can't remember who's behind it, but I believe it's literally based on stories of what was happening during Nazi occupied Europe.
Yeah, like stories that people had told.
Because like those guys could do whatever they wanted, and they had very little oversight. It was just a cross country extermination. Do what you want. And there's a scene where they round up people into a barn and burn them all alive. And they say if you will kill, I think that it's something like if you'll kill someone, then you can you don't have to be burned alive.
Interesting.
Like it's really like it's the very like demented little kid playing with his toys level of depravity.
Interesting.
I believe you talked about that when we did the Martyrs episode.
Probably, yeah.
Because I think you talked about two films that were kind of not similar, but really gross. Just like worse than Martyrs. And Martyrs is a pretty fucked up movie.
Yeah, it's a nasty, nasty time. I mean, Schindler's List in its own right is quite is a bit hard to stomach, but this turns it up to 11 because that's Spielberg, and Spielberg, he'll go dark, but he won't go as dark as a movie like this.
Right, yeah.
Where, I believe there's gang rape in this movie.
Well, that sounds like it's just, it maybe got a little over the top with some things, but because the source material is
honestly good movie, just not a movie. It's one of those movies like Grave of the Fireflies or something.
You got to be ready for some shit.
Well, now you've seen it once, you're like, I don't know if I ever want to watch it again.
Once was enough.
That was a deeply unpleasant experience. For sure, no fun.
Yikes.
Was that an indie film or just one that did it actually like air in theaters?
It was like a European art movie.
Oh, okay.
And then that's my next pick is also a European art movie.
What's the next pick?
Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Pardon?
Picnic at Hanging Rock.
What's that?
So this is inspired by a true story. The movie takes place in Australia. I don't know if that's where the original story took place. But what happens is 3 or 4 little girls, like a bunch of people go on a picnic trip,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 or 4 little girls just disappear, and nobody's able to figure out where they went or why what happened.
Yeah.
And in the book, I believe the solution is implied to be supernatural in some way.
Mm.
But in this movie, it becomes like a horror movie just because they honestly, the thing about it, like it's not even a spoiler because there is no spoiler by saying it. They don't give you an answer. There's no answer ever given. The girls never come back. So you just don't know what happened.
Yuck.
So that is where that connects to horror for me.
Yeah.
Is like that, like kind of like where when the shark in Jaws or the xenomorph or like these creatures that you haven't seen, that's sort of the cross-pollination between those same things, right? Where you have like this clearly ominous event and it's never explained. And the whole movie, all the characters, like, 'cause I think that happens like within the first half hour, and then the rest of the movie is just the characters trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Where are these little girls? And there's just never any answer. It's one of those
Interesting.
things where you just need to accept that sometimes you're not going to get an answer in life.
You know, I love that as the message of any good story or movie is that sometimes you just don't get an answer because that's just reality. Sometimes that's all you get is, you know, your people are gone. That's it, buddy. Yeah. Sorry, pal.
I'm looking back to one of your picks, Kyle, The Endless.
Yeah.
That's kind of a similar situation there. Well, you don't know if it's just going to repeat or if this is all over, what's happening. And
Yeah, you don't get any sort of satisfaction. Actually, to bring it back to me again, since I'm just that selfish of a human, talking about The Endless, there's another one that's great. So The Endless, I liked a lot of the idea of the isolation of the bubbles. Everyone's in their own little spot. There's a movie called Moon, a sci-fi with Sam Rockwell. Yeah, awesome. It's a great little sci-fi movie that has horror throughout in the sense of it's very isolationist. It's really just Sam Rockwell sort of struggling with his own brain sort of running away on him as he's isolated on a moon station, I believe, hence it being called Moon.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but again, if you're someone who enjoys Kyle picks, it is absolutely a Kyle movie.
it is a good film, I will say.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really quiet movie.
Duncan something. I can't remember the guy who made that, but his first name's Duncan anyway.
Yeah, it blew up, at least in certain circles. It was well regarded. Really, really good movie. Again, maybe a little artsy. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's a pretty tight film.
Cool cover.
Yeah,
The cover of that movie is really
very
cool.
cool.
With the
spiral
from him,
Yeah, it's a great show. And if that's something that slipped under your radar 17 years ago, now would be the time to check it out.
That's right, actually. I think
Yes,
it's 2009.
2009. Yeah.
Also, it's really relevant now because we're going to the moon again.
Hey-oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah, Sunday is when they land on the moon.
Oh, damn.
Oh no, they're bypassing the moon. Let's be clear.
Oh.
They're doing Fox News. They're doing a flyby of the moon. This is setting up for I think the plan is this is a setup for them to hopefully land on the moon again in 2030.
I thought this was to set up the sequel to that song. This one, though, is going to be Flying by the Moon. That's for you. That's for you, people. I do it for you.
To the moon.
The mile.
To the moon.
And back.
Pow, to the moon with Kyle.
Pow, right in the kisha.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to go a little bit more mainstream after those two. That's why I kind of crammed those two artsy ones together because I'm guessing a lot of people probably haven't seen them. They're like, here's a great one that I think probably most people have seen. Sin City.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't talk about...
What a disturbing, violent, gritty, nasty fucking movie. But there's no person in the world who's gonna put Sin City in the horror section.
Of course not, but it's horror coded throughout. It's got fucking like what's the term for that? But it's like filmed on black screen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's a noir film. It's a
noir
film. Yeah, that's what I was going for. So, I mean, how much more, like your movie is that dark? Of course, it's going to have...
Well, film noir is, that whole genre is known for its disturbing content. Like, Chinatown's a great example.
Yep.
Like, the big twist in Chinatown is that, or the girl's husband is her dad.
Mm.
So, which implies, the grossness that means.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sin City, especially because Sin City has Elijah Wood as a serial killer in this. Oh, yeah. And he's got the heads mounted on his wall and his little torture chamber where he kills them, and
He's one of the cooler aspects of the film for sure.
and that yellow bastard
The yellow bastard's the one I was thinking of.
is like he's basically like a monster.
He is a monster.
I mean, he's a monster as inside. By the end, he's also a monster outside.
Yeah.
For being, I think it was the only comic book, other than maybe Blade, but Blade didn't really like have a specific comic book that they tied to the Blade films. But Sin City, the comics are fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read the first one for sure. I read the one with Marv, the very first one, which is called A Dame. No,
Is it? It's not. No, Dame to Kill For isn't the first one.
I can't remember.
Something.
It's not Always and Never. It's not the Yellow Bastard. It's the other one. Of the first three, because the first three are always. It's like Always and Never, that Yellow Bastard, and then this was the one before that though. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure there's somebody out there screaming the answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course when Marv literally hacksaws off Kevin's limbs and feeds him to his own wolves.
Talking about Home Alone? Marvin Kevin Split? Damn.
Yeah, that's Elijah Wood's character is Kevin. And he ties him to the tree and cuts his limbs off. And then he's like that bastard. He was smiling the whole time. Yeah. Which again sounds like something that he's like a slasher villain, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, even just the way he looks with the glasses where you can't see his eyes, but you can kind of see a little glimmer of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is definitely a serial killer slasher villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's got like the little claws that he puts on to attack, and he's in like a weird relationship with like a much older priest, and yeah, it's like what a whack. I mean, a great fucking movie, but yeah, definitely a crime thriller, film noir type movie, not a horror movie, but one of the most violent movies of its time, and one of the most gruesome, disturbing movies of its time.
Yeah. Slightly different direction. This guy likes to put monsters in a romance position, but Guillermo del Toro, almost all of his movies have some theme of horror. Especially I'm thinking of Pan's Labyrinth. Like that movie's got some solid scares in it.
I think some people would say Pan's Labyrinth is a cusper.
It's a cusper.
Yeah, I don't know if you could call it a horror movie.
I don't think it is a horror movie.
No, I don't.
That's why I bring it up.
Despite the fact that it has monsters in it.
Literally has monsters, has tons of horror aspects in it. Not a horror movie. But a great movie.
The Shape of Water is also one too, where it's
I agree.
just a monster.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that.
And right into Frankenstein that he just dropped too. Right, tons of movies with monsters
At least
and horror aspects.
It can be a loose horror movie at times, but it's definitely at least that one is a horror.
He's and I mean he's also done, what was it called? The Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix, I believe. He's a guy who loves to dabble in, but stays just on the outside of horror.
His house is a Cabinet of Curiosities.
Is it?
See this house?
No.
His entire house, he bought like the real life, the double, like the doll double.
Yeah.
I believe of, what's her name?
I don't know.
The chick from Exorcist. What's the girl's name?
Oh, fuck. I have no idea.
She has a unique name. I can't remember what it is.
Like the actress?
No, the character.
The character, yeah, I don't.
It's like Rowan, or
it is Rowan. Yeah,
Let's look it up just to make sure we're not talking completely out of our asses. But
yeah, it's like it starts with an R, I think, and it's a very uncommon name.
It is Regan.
Regan. See, I was close. A very uncommon name for anybody, let alone a girl. Yeah. So yeah, she's Regan.
Ronald Reagan.
Speaking of monsters. Oh. Yeah, so he has, I believe, like his entire house. You guys should really look this up.
Yeah.
He's done tours of his house for press.
Right.
And his entire house is just filled with horror and sci-fi things. And like a lot of cases, things that he had bought that were actually used in the movie.
Yeah.
And I believe the Regan he has in his living room eating popcorn with him is like from the original Exorcist movie. Like he bought that from... Yeah, his house is wild.
Nice.
His house is wild.
Another guy that likes to mess around but not quite get all the way into horror sometimes, Mr. Shyamalan. M. Night Shyamalan, he loves to play that line, and I'm kind of thinking of like Unbreakable, Glass, and Split. Some delve a little closer than others, but Unbreakable has tons of darker moments, but is so far from being a horror
And
movie.
ominous.
Ominous is the word I was actually looking for. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking of. There's a lot of ominous and dark moments. Yeah, and just oppressive feelings in Unbreakable. But certainly it's not by any means a horror movie. And he kind of keeps that. He does that with a lot of films where he toes the line. Split would be the closest I can think right off the top of my head of really being a horror. But
Well, probably Sixth Sense.
yeah, and Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense is a horror.
It's like really obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, and The Village.
The
there's
Visit's
ton-
also one too. Yeah.
Then The Visit. Yeah, there's tons we could pull from, but he likes to toe that.
About half of his
I would
movies are
say,
horror,
yeah.
and then the other half are just horror adjacent.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I would
And
say that's very fair.
he had a really terrifying run there for a bit with the last Airbender, After Earth,
And
some really
do Marky Mark and the bees and the plants. Yeah, okay. And what was the other fucking movie? It had there was a guy who jerked off with only one arm, so he had super strong arm on one side. That was him too? Fuck, what was that called?
This
Awesome that that's the only part I remember, but
sounds like a bit from The Boys.
it's not.
That does sound like.
It's not supposed to be relatable either. Just hang on a second. Give me a flipping minute.
One man jerks off so much he gets super strong.
It was Lady in the Water. That's what I was gonna say. Okay.
That's what's going on in that movie.
Yeah. You've never seen it?
No, I know it's Paul Giamatti and Bryce Dallas Howard, and Paul Giamatti's like the superintendent at part of the building.
He's got one super strong arm.
Ay.
It's a weird fight.
Oh, I've heard.
The way his muscles are on the one side and his hands are like small on the other side. I'm thinking of the Scary Movie. Like
Yeah.
this is my strong hand.
Yeah, master.
No,
I was gonna say Trap is also
That's the one I was
one
thinking of.
that's kind of on the cusp of horror because he's a killer, but he is a killer.
Yeah.
Which we don't see any of his kills.
No,
I don't think we see him kill anyone the entire movie yet.
The real horror of Trapped was him casting his niece or whoever that is that plays the pop star. Come on, dude.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie.
She's not
real.
awful, but yeah.
No,
She would never have been cast in that prominent of a role otherwise.
it's her parts of the film feel very, very out of place, like a completely different part of or a completely different movie.
Well, because you're following the dad and the daughter and the sort of like, oh shit, throughout, and then it changes and it's like, now the pop star's here too.
Yeah,
If they just left her as the person performing on the stage,
it would have been fine.
I think it would have.
No, she became integral to the story.
Yeah, I think that might have been better. I mean, still a good movie.
Still a good movie. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. We just saw too much of her that time.
like I understand where he was going with it, worth having her at the house because he's essentially kidnapping her and stealing the phone and stuff. But like, you could have not had that in the movie and still had a better movie, or at least shown some of the kills.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like Chronicle is also another movie that's kind of horror adjacent.
Very much so.
That's a early Michael B. Jordan one.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, that's one of his, not one of his first, but it was one of his more
Like definitely an earlier,
notable.
even before he was in Fruitvale Station.
And man,
Yeah.
I just watched that not even that long ago. I mean, by not long ago, I mean years, but I'd forgotten he was in it.
Yeah. I can never remember the main actor in that movie's name.
Me neither, but he's
got an ominous stare. Or yeah, he could be a horror movie.
he's a horror dude for sure.
I have to say that movie is hilarious for being like one of the worst versions of a found footage movie, because when he meets his love interest, the main guy, whoever he was, when he meets his love interest, they both happen to be documentary filmmakers, so that they can have a
Camera floating around.
reverse camera.
You shoe in what you have to make it work.
I'm like, this is just like, there's no, like, the whole point for me of doing a found footage movie is you can do inventive weird things with the camera and the way you're shooting it. But if you're just like literally having two characters have a conversation and the way you're doing it is they both have cameras, so that you can just cut back and forth like you would in a normal movie.
Don't scrap out the end of the movie too, though, where he's using his powers to literally float cameras around him. It was always loosely a found footage movie, because by the end they're full on cinematic as he's floating cameras around himself.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of found footage, there's a movie called Project Almanac, which isn't really even in the same genre as horror, but it's a kid finds his dad's notebook and he worked for DARPA, and they build a time machine. The kid's really smart. They build it, and they go back to the past, and they go back to moments in time, and then tragedy strikes, and the airliner goes down, which there was a girl that was supposed to be at a basketball game. Her dad was a pilot that was supposed to be there to cheer her on as a cheerleader and cause like millions of deaths and stuff. And it's not really a horror movie, but it's got horror elements towards the end. Good movie if you like found footage movies. It's like Project X, but without the drinking.
Interesting. But we'll throw it here. I was going to say pass. Yeah, hard pass.
Also, Project X has a fucking guy with a flamethrower.
Yep. That's all you need. There you go.
To go back to the more mainstream picks, Drive is another one I have on my list.
Yeah.
Because that is a grim and gruesome, very much in the same vein as Sin City.
Right up there.
Like, despite the fact this is just like a crime thriller, this is a nasty blood painting the walls.
Yeah. There's some
brutal ass movie.
Yeah, if you're going based just on like the gore and the violence and the unexpectedness of it, that movie is a solid pick.
Just the elevator scene alone.
That's the one, baby.
That's the only one I could think of off the top of my head. But like, holy
fuck,
shit,
is that ever good?
There's a few like all of the kills in that movie are incredibly violent. Even Bryan Cranston, when he gets killed, I think midway through the movie, he gets killed by what's that actor's name? Fuck, he's a comedic actor. He's playing the bad guy in that movie.
Carrot Top.
Fuck, I can't remember who he is. Anyway, again, people will be screaming this guy's name. Anyway, yeah, he's noted as a comedic actor, but in this movie he's playing the villain. And he grabs Bryan Cranston's arm with a straight razor and just goes,
gross.
Ooh, life is unfair. Ugh.
Yeah. And yeah, there's the hammer. The hammer. His hammer. He's carrying around throughout the movie, but yeah, it's the elevator stomp scene. Is a really big one.
Nasty.
But even when the gangsters raid the motel room, and he blows one of their heads off with a shotgun, and the other one he busts the shower rod in half and stabs him with it.
Yeah,
it's like that is
really solid shit.
Some nasty, and like by the end of that scene, it's Ryan Gosling just covered head to toe.
Oh yeah, I know. That's so fucking rad. That's such a good movie.
And the scene where he's stalking Ron Perlman with the fucking creepy slasher mask on even.
I know. It's such a horror-coded film, man, through and through. Yeah.
And then he crashes his car into him and drags him into the ocean to drown him.
Yeah.
Fuck, that just sick, man.
One of the last movies on my film, but on my list, not my film, far from the least. No Country for Old Men,
because we all have
he's the best villain of all time. You got to be fucking kidding.
Yeah, me. I think that's very much like I didn't have the Dark Knight down, but again, Joker in the Dark Knight,
Knight
horror villain, because he's so menacing,
among the best,
fucking scary, and that's the same thing what's going on with Anton Chigurh, and because he feels, they say, I don't know, I've read the book and I've seen the movie multiple times.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this was intended by Cormac McCarthy, the author of the book.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say that Anton Chigurh is meant to be a representation of death.
He is. In the book, he's much more ethereal than he is like a real life flesh and blood assassin. So he's still given that quality in the movies a lot. And for example, in the coin toss scene, or towards the end of the film, is I think of the hotel scene at the very end, where is the kind of a question of, is he behind the door or not? The guy is the most horror villain outside of a horror movie I could think of.
And the casual fucking way, that scene where he's like, hold still, please.
Yeah.
And he just puts the fucking thing to that
cattle. Yeah. Even the way he kills them with a cattle gun as if they're just animals. Like, it's so fucking sweet. Yeah, I could gush about that movie for days and days.
And they say that the reason why he gets his comeuppance at the end is because he made the choice.
Yes.
Because he says, I'm not going to choose.
And so he has to. And
so he kills her.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he leaves, he gets hit by
because he's then as much a victim as fate as anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's much more obvious in the book, but yeah. Sick movie. I didn't realize there was a book for that. Oh, no.
Cormac McCarthy wrote it, yeah.
Oh.
He's a very prolific writer.
And The Road.
Yeah.
I know they're looking at
Speaking of movies that aren't horror movies. Yeah.
Zeus, hell Christ.
Yeah. That is a bleak fucking film.
Well, in the scene where they wake up tied down with the cannibals in the basement.
There's a whole lot of bleakness. I'll never forget the scene of Viggo Mortensen's character putting his gun to his son's head as a means of giving him a better escape than getting eaten by the cannibals.
Regularly throughout the movie,
Yeah.
every time they're in danger,
Yeah,
he's holding the revolver next to his kids.
yeah, give him a quick death rather than whatever else is going to happen. That is a fucking gross movie. The book is even... Ugh.
Yeah, I read the book of that one as well. Yeah.
There's two scenes in cinema. One is The Mist, the very end with the gun in the car, and The Road. Those are the two movies I think of like, holy shit, this is gonna be fucked up.
Yeah,
But The Road's not really a horror movie, really.
But that's the difference, right? And that's
Yeah.
why it fits so perfect. It's not a horror movie by any stretch. It's not.
It's just deals with
There's a lot of horrific
the horrible aspects of human nature when humans become that desperate.
Yeah, you want to see a bleak movie, there you go. Watch The Road.
It is a good film.
That one should have been my last as well, but they fit together. That's my double feature last picks.
Honestly, I was Team Charlize Theron.
Yep.
Let's all kill her. See,
Absolutely. Fuck this. Yeah.
nuclear holocaust, roving bands of cannibals. Let's just
No, I gotta keep going because I want to see if I can get some extra limbs out of this deal.
yeah.
I already got 3 legs. I want 3 arms.
Trying to join the Fallout sim.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as there's 3 tits, I don't care.
Total Recall.
Also, Total Recall, you can...
Well, Paul Verhoeven, he's the same guy who made RoboCop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is again, that's an aspect that goes over his movies.
Mm-hmm.
He did Basic Instinct as well, and yeah, none of these movies are really horror movies, but they have that aspect. Oh yeah, menacing, sinister, nasty.
Cruel Intentions. Could you class that as?
I would say it works in like a young adult way, but it's really
I can't think of anything in Cruel Intentions that really feels like a horror movie.
it's sinister.
I mean, yeah,
That's why I said in a young adult way.
it's a thriller at the very least. Yeah, it is a thriller.
It's I just watched Goosebumps. I'm 16, and there's a fucking sexy movie. Yeah.
We've gone from like really good movies people should watch that aren't horror movies, so we don't talk about them, to like down to Brady's like Cruel Intentions slob.
I was picturing Sarah Michelle Gellar. I was the only thing I was like,
I was picturing Sarah Michelle Gellar and Selma Blair is what I was a little bit.
Horror icons,
Yeah,
especially Sarah Michelle Gellar, though.
absolutely. Well, I mean, Selma had Miss Blair had some good ones
She
in
had a
her
couple
day
for sure.
Yeah,
But SMG, baby,
SMG. I'm all about
Buffy the Vampire Slayer herself.
I'm kind of
Slayer. Barely knew her. Oh, I'll get over that gag soon. Don't worry.
I'm a little bit mad that they canceled the Buffy reboot, but I'm not mad because it sounded like shit.
Yeah.
I just want to see some SMG.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I mean, first of all, Whedon's not involved, and yeah, we all know Whedon's kind of a bad dude. But he was the main focus. Like it's kind of like Woody Allen, right?
Yeah.
Woody Allen's a creep and he's a fucking dirtbag, but Woody Allen still makes some good movies.
Yeah, but with Woody Allen ever bad enough to save the president? Joss Whedon probably could.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the main thing that I was hesitant about, is that most of the people, as I understand it, most of the creative minds behind the original series, particularly Whedon, who was the showrunner, is not involved at all. So that, and
That's
then,
a tough one.
and then also Chloe Zhao was I believe the main creative mind behind it, and she's made movies like she made the Eternals, the Marvel movie.
Yeah.
She made Nomadland, which won Best Picture one year, but a lot of people say it's dog shit. I never watched it. And she just did that Hamnet movie, which a lot of people say is pretty good.
Which one, sorry?
Hamnet.
Hamnet.
It's the one about Shakespeare's child who died.
Not Hamlet.
I'm thinking of Hamlet 2.
That's Hamlet too.
the inspiration.
Yeah.
That's why the movie. That's what the movie's about. How his child died, and that became the inspiration for Hamlet movie.
Or the book, and I won't touch it.
The play.
I'm thinking of the comedy Hamlet 2, which is actually pretty funny.
I haven't seen it, but I know that
It's probably not the best movie or comedy, but it's fun.
One thing's for sure: it does exist.
It does exist.
It's out there.
But do we?
Who's to say? At least one more with Hobo with the Shotgun.
Oh, I was gonna class that as a horror movie.
Because that's an that's again, that's so close. I don't think it's quite a horror movie.
Not quite, but it is gritty as fuck.
But it is a nasty exploitation movie. I think this is it's very kid to sensitive, like very low budget sensitive.
Yeah.
But the fact, I mean, especially
Good choice, though.
when they introduce, what are those guys? Legion?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
The two biker dudes?
the plague. They're the plague. The plague.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, they were gonna do a sequel to Hobo with a Shotgun just with them.
Hobo with 2 shotguns?
Well, no, without out.
They might have
Hobo.
made a video game about them, because I think that game that that's being played in the movie, the Plague game, the arcade game, I think that's a real game that you're playing.
That is cool. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
Hobo with a Shotgun's one movie I will just randomly throw on once a year just to watch it because it's
fun.
It's a Canadian film too. There's a lot of Canadian actors.
Again, I love that movie. I love the big speech scene. Hate to tell you, kids, you could even end up like me, a hobo with a shotgun. Well, I mean, Rutger Hauer too, right?
Yes.
You got Rutger Hauer in there.
Yeah.
One of the all-time great villains. Blade Runner.
Yeah. I was going to talk about Blade
But
Runner.
Rutger Hauer is scary enough to be a horror villain.
Absolutely.
But him as the antagonist, like the hero, the anti-hero, I guess, is just so fucking cool.
Yep.
Also,
Yeah.
or one of the sons from the villain, he goes, "Everybody, don't forget to wash your dicks." Every time I'm in the shower, that pops in my head. Well, I mean, that's don't wash your dick.
It's interesting that that's what you took from me. But, good advice. Still, it's good advice.
Well, you don't want to be the kid with the dirty dick, do you?
You dirty dick
I
dog.
don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, if you don't want to have to go to the
The dirty dip jail.
yeah. If you don't want to have to go to the clinic, then keep it cleaned one way or the other, right?
Lords of Chaos is also another one that is a real story, but like it's more about the band than it is about the actual like murder that took place. And there's only 2 people that got murdered in the movie, so
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen that movie, and I agree with you there, because there's the Dead's suicide scene in that movie is insane.
I don't know if I've seen this. Who's stars in it?
it's one of the
Kieran Culkin.
Okay.
Sky Ferreira, who's not really in it. She's been an actor in a few things. She was in Baby Driver.
Okay.
The blonde girl in Baby Driver. That's Sky Ferreira. She's a pop star.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's the same girl who's she plays the love interest in.
So she dates a metalhead. What a fucking poser. And she's a real life pop star.
Pose.
Hannah Montana.
Yo, her pop music fucking rules though.
What's her? Is that her stage name as well?
Yeah, Sky Ferreira.
Good for her.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome.
Sky Ferreira.
She only has
Ferreira, her.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're one of those people who just wants to listen to one album and dip,
Yeah.
she only has one album.
Oh, hey, perfect.
So it's a great,
check it out.
yeah, she's fucking awesome.
Nice.
Her album's fucking sick though.
Put it on the way home.
Yeah,
Jam out.
absolutely, she fucking rolls.
Jam out with my ham out.
But yeah, that scene, particularly the scene where Dead kills himself, because I believe he drugs himself, then he opens up both wrists all the way up to the arm.
Yeah.
All the way up the arm.
And
then he blows his
he slits his throat too.
and he blows his
And he blows his head off.
Yeah, highly effective.
throughout his rank as a suicide consultant to get.
Throughout the film, they explain that Dead hates cats. So he's literally running around with a shotgun shooting feral cats. Oh no, I was just gonna say he hangs them up in his room and then he'll keep the corpses in a bag to sniff them, like inhale the death before he goes on. His name is Dead.
But then he buries his clothes in the dirt and then shakes them out and puts them on when he goes on stage and stuff. So this guy's a fucking maze.
Yeah. So like the band Mayhem were known for being pure evil and black metal.
Yeah, it's the
but
start of black metal.
Yeah, but death was the actual epitome of evil. He liked the smell of death. He wanted to kill someone. And then also part of their crew also just wanted to randomly stab a guy that he met in a bar that was gay. And
Varg Vikernes.
Yeah.
I don't remember who plays him in the movie, but
oh no, it wasn't. It was the other guy. The guy I'm referring to. I don't think they say his name too much. He was the bass player, or not the bass. He was the rhythm guitarist that didn't stick around for very long.
yeah.
He meets a guy at a pub and just stabs him.
Yeah, and then Varg Vikernes is that he a real life killer of at least I believe 2 people he killed for sure.
Yeah.
One he was convicted of, but I believe he killed 2 people during his time in Metal Scene, and he's also, I mean, credit where credit's due, he also burned down a lot of churches. So yeah, you know, we gotta. I mean, I was gonna say we have to. We don't have to, but I'm down with that at least.
We don't have to burn the churches.
Yeah.
No, it's not a necessity.
No, but you know, I'm not gonna be crying any tears.
Yeah. Repurpose them into Pizza Huts. I don't give a shit. Pizza Hut sucks.
Yeah, and then the last one I got, so we can wrap it up finally. I've got The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. One more artsy one.
Oh, I've never heard that either.
It's a Peter Greenaway movie.
From when?
Did you say Peter?
1990, I think.
Okay.
There's Helen Mirren's in it.
Oh.
So most people know Helen Mirren, and there's one other guy for sure who most people know. I can't remember which actor it is. But anyway, the end of this movie is so the cook, the thief, the wife, and her lover. The cook or the thief is the villain of the movie.
Okay.
He's a mob boss. His wife is Helen Mirren.
Is that the lover?
Yeah. Well, no, she's sleeping with his wife. That's his wife.
Oh.
And so she's sleeping with the chef who is her lover.
That's the cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, eventually at the end of the movie, the thief finds out that she's been cheating on him and he kills her lover.
Interesting.
So she goes to the cook and asks him to cook the corpse of her lover.
Jesus.
And forces him to eat the penis before she kills him at the end.
This sounds rad.
I know this movie.
Yeah, she forces. So he's presented with his meal at the end of the movie. It's a fully cooked corpse. And at gunpoint, she makes her husband eat his penis before she shoots him in the head.
Better spot a dick for you, governor.
Yeah.
I just Googled it quick. I'd never heard of it. I might have to check that out. Helen Mirren looks smoking as hell in that movie.
Oh yeah, that's Helen Mirren in her prime.
Michael Gambon and Tim.
Gambon. That's who I was looking for. That's the thief. Michael Gambon.
There's some good ones. And Richard Boringer, I know by looks, but not by much else. Yeah. Interesting.
Sorry, I got one more. Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Oh, good pick. Very Beetlejuice adjacent.
Yeah, it Beetlejuice adjacent does really fit it because it's slapsticky, but it's also like the youth of life of death.
And yeah, very much the classic comedy horror thing where people's whoops, my body's falling apart. Oh no, my head fell off.
Yeah,
The slapstick of it. Yeah.
I actually really loved that movie as a kid because my mom always watched it, and I was like, "Fuck, this looks funny. Might as well watch it."
Yeah.
Shut up,
Overall, good movie.
Presumably there are at least one peoples that like listening to us talk about movies. These are movies that we, again, aren't going to ever talk about, but boy, oh boy, do they deserve a spot.
Yeah, and especially and if you come across these on streaming and whatnot, or if you're looking for something to watch, pick these are movies that will make an impression.
Yeah, these are all bangers.
No, sure. Sorry, the one we didn't bring up was Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we can.
But we've said that in multiple episodes.
Yeah, that's just one of those horror comedies that's so silly. It's like you can't no.
If you didn't love it already,
well, then nobody's scared.
No,
nobody's scared.
Not at all.
Watching that movie. All right, so that wraps us up for our conversation about movies that feel like horror movies, even though they're not. And now we've got a special surprise for you. Because it's episode 50, we have started something called the Mystery Hat. So the Mystery Hat is going to be filled with classic horror movies we haven't covered yet, and also the films from the opening, all the quotes that we haven't covered yet.
Gotta get them in.
Yeah, we gotta get those.
Gotta get them in.
How can we have the show with the quotes
And not have the show,
not have the episode?
with this one here.
What kind of posers are we?
What a kind of third week podcast are we running?
Absolutely. So, for the first, I got mine. We'll fill it. So next up is my pick. So, Mr. Conlipper over there is gonna hold up the mystery hat, and I'm gonna pull something out of it, and we're gonna see what it is.
Pull something out of my bag.
What's in the hat? Okay. Gonna jiggle him around.
Ooh, he's jiggling. Ooh.
And I got this one. So let me sit back down where my mic is, and we will see what we got. Okay, would we get Brady? You're gonna be happy with this, man. Know what we got?
What?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that is.
So first mystery hat pick is going to be Mr. Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really excited for that one. Yeah. It's good for the first pull. First pull and good pull.
Yeah, so a Wes Craven classic, Gene slasher, Freddy Krueger wisecracking his way through the world. Boston Kids, Chris.
Find out next episode. Yeah, unfortunately. He got burned alive. Yeah, you got us a cubby. It's what he deserved to cheer you up.
Where? Mike, are we doing the remake or the original? Alright. This guy over here.
I love Jackie Earle Haley.
I do hear it too.
But I haven't seen that. And all I've heard about is that it's a mess. Big mess is all I've heard about.
It's got good ideas. It's just the execution does not work in that movie.
I also haven't seen it, but likewise, I'm a big fan of Jackie, Mr. J.
He's awesome.
The entire cast of the film are fucking great actors.
Yeah.
Katie Cassidy is one of the main girls in the movie, and then other people.
I'm a big fan of other.
Other people are really great actors.
So I like them.
Human beings.
Human beings.
Well, until next week when we're talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street, we will see you in 7 days. And until then,
Keep your eyes open.
and we're out of here. Bye.
There we go.
Ah!